Hey everyone, back again.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I'm just sharing this out real quick. Let me get this going.
Can you share that to my page?
I sure
Also,
can.
you guys, Michelle's having issues with her camera, so you're just gonna hear her voice.
I'm
So
here. Hello. Sorry, my camera decided of all nights to just stop working and I've got to get a new one, but I'm here. Hello.
she has a beautiful voice, so
She
she's in there.
does.
Also, guys, we're getting on here tonight because we want to talk about females, investigators, and what we got going on. Just all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to let the ladies introduce themselves and talk about their teams. You guys already know who I am. So have at it.
Hi. I'll start. Let's see. First, let me tell all my girls out there, share this link to Chicks and Spirits page. I can't share no more. So all my ladies that are out there, my girls, they know what's up. So go ahead and share. And yeah, I'm Heather, and my group, Chicks and Spirits, has been around. Oh God, how long now? 2019. So we're just you know, I don't even know how many of us there are anymore. So they're in the chat, so maybe they'll pop up and give me some numbers and everything. But yeah, so we've been doing this for a while. I love that. When I first got into this, you kind of see that this is like a male dominated kind of thing. So I was like, I really want to put something together that's all females. And plus, I'm getting older and I don't like bars and stuff. So I'm like, guys, let's switch it up a little bit and do something fun when we go out. Let's investigate areas and just make a night of it. And that's kind of how this all started. And we started doing that. And then it just started evolving. And everyone's like, hey, come to this location, come to this location. And I'm like, this is awesome. So yeah. So okay, see, Kristen, 9 or 10. Okay. See, we got quite a few. So,
You know what's funny that you said that, Heather, is because my sister, Bobby Joe, who's on the team, she says, it's not her passion, but she likes to go. She says, back in our younger days, we would go out to the clubs and have fun. She goes, now we have fun ghost hunting.
yeah, it's like, okay, let's investigate these areas. And you always have a great experience. And you basically almost have the same hangover the next day, it feels like.
The
Yes,
paranormal
yes.
hangover, exactly.
Maybe sometimes worse.
You're
They can
right.
be pretty rough.
Yeah, I can.
So Michelle, tell us about your team.
Okay, well, mine high heels and hauntings. And I wish I could show you guys. I was going to do that tonight too on my camera. I was going to just hold up my logo because I love to give a shout out to my sister. She is the one that came up with my amazing logo. I love it. I told her that I wanted something to represent myself. I'm a little creepy, but also very feminine, girly. And I think that she did a fantastic job. If you look at my logo, you can almost picture the girl. She's standing in her grave, just kind of twirling her hair, thinking about what adventures she's going to get into that night. And I feel like that's so much me. And I wanted to create my own paranormal team because I have a certain style of investigating, and I wanted to find like-minded investigators and people that just want to go and have a good time and just look for really good evidence. And I just put together this team, and we've been together just over a year. So we're kind of babies. We're kind of new. But Heather, she lives in the area, and she was I remember she reached out to me and gave me great advice. And I'm so glad that we hooked up and now with Mandy, and I'm just really excited.
I like to see women doing this stuff. So I seen, we won't say what happened, but I seen, one time she was looking a little down, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna reach out to her, and I'm like, hey, coming from another female, you know what I mean, and just gave her that advice because I think we should.
You get a lot of slack. You get a lot of feedback. Some is
Yeah.
negative, some is positive, and you just gotta go with your gut and your heart and just do it.
Yeah,
I just want to say, I love your guys' titles. I mean, those are some really cool names, man. Mine is just, Ghost Sisters. But
yeah, but it's so cool because you guys are sisters.
Right, it works. It works.
No, it never was just my sisters. It was always other people, either my coworkers that worked with me in law enforcement, that were sisters to me, and or just other friends that were investigating with me that were sisters, But now it's weird because now it actually is, it is my biological sisters. So it makes sense.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And yes, I see the comments. We love. I'm not a male hater.
Oh no, I have a male on my team. We have Don, and he's great. And he's great because he's a retired deputy sheriff for Wayne County, and so he's a great trigger object when we go out.
I love Don. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah. So nope, not opposed to males at all.
No, we investigate with lots of other teams that are, male, female. I mean, we hang out with a lot of people. Our team does, and when we host tours, we mix it in with, different teams as well. So yeah, I'm not out here male hating.
No,
I love everybody together, everybody happy and having a good time.
On my team, us ladies, when we first began, I had a male who was on my team. He was the tech guy. He was behind the scenes. I also had a male. He did the history. He would look up the history and the locations and stuff. He was on my team, but the men stayed behind us women. They weren't. We only had them come out from behind us when we needed help investigating a bigger location. Other than that, the men just stayed behind us and helped if we needed them. But yeah, it hasn't always just been an all-female team. The past 3 years, it became an all-female team. So, and I investigate with men and other teams. I'm not opposed to it.
No, not at all.
We're all into it. I just started Ghost Sisters because the whole reason I started the team was because you don't see a lot of, there's female teams out there, but you do not see a lot of females that are really out there on TV.
Mm-hmm.
There's no female teams. I can tell you some stories that I've heard from, reasons why there's not female teams. I heard, and I won't say the name, but I actually heard from someone who is in production. They had mentioned to me why female teams were not out there. They said because men get more women watch the guys than the guys watch the women. But I said, you know what? That don't matter. We have more women that watch us than we do men. And that's crazy, because we're all females. But looking back on my status on my page and everything, more women. It's crazy.
I noticed that too, because I always go on and I check, to see what our demographics are of people that are watching us. And yeah, we do have quite a few more women.
There's more women. It's crazy. And I think it's cool though, because they're getting out there too. They love it.
Well, yeah, we have events. It's a lot of women that, come to, the events and everything too. They usually drag their boyfriends with them and they're just like, but they do, but they have a good time. And it's usually like they have, by the end, the men are just as excited as they're like, oh yeah, this was actually really cool. Yeah. And the girlfriend's like, I told you. So it's like, they always have a great time. And hi to everybody in the chat. Like, hello.
Yeah, there's a lot of
everybody.
I want to say, Adam, I don't work in law enforcement no more. I worked in law enforcement for about 8 years, and it's been probably about 1.5 years. I gave it up to pursue my my passion in the paranormal. So that's why I don't do that no more.
I didn't know that about you, Mandy. That is awesome.
Yeah. I worked with men and women, and it was crazy out there, and I loved it. But it was hard because being a medium, working in that field, you have to think, when I started my mediumship, when I started talking about the spirits, before I started my team, working in law enforcement isn't something you want to talk about. And the girl that was on my team when I first started this, she would say to me, she's like, Mandy, she's like, aren't you worried what people are going to say? And I would say, no, I'm coming out. I'm coming out with it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So they learned real quick what I was doing in the paranormal and do my mediumship. And I always felt like, oh God, they're going to judge me. You know what I mean? But they ended up loving it. I found out that a lot of law enforcement officers are really into
more and more people come up to you and open up to you that was before were opposed to talking to people about anything like that. But now that you've gone out and said that this is what you do, a lot of people will come up to you now.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah,
love first timers. No, and I feel that too. Like when I when me and the girls started all going out and doing this stuff, like people would come up because they'd see us, like kind of,
Mhm.
all of us, like, what are you guys doing? And then we tell them, I swear all the time, you're going to think I'm crazy, but listen to this. And it's like, do you see I'm running an all girl paranormal team? How do I think you're crazy? Like, this is what we do. And just hearing people's stories and having them to have someone they can talk to, it's
Mhm.
almost like it's therapy for some people. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
won't believe this. And everyone always thought I was crazy. And it's just really nice to hear those stories and have other people open up to you as well.
Yeah, it really is.
Mhm.
Now, that's something I was going to say. Oh, what is the most craziest thing that you guys have? What got you into this? What made you guys start your teams? We all started for a reason. There, you know what I mean? At least I did anyway. I didn't just one day say, "Oh, I'm going to start a team." No, I had experiences since I was young dealing with the spirits. And my family would always, I drive them nuts talking about things that were happening to me. But everything led up to this. Everything in my past had led up to now. So tell me, ladies, what got you guys to start up your teams?
I'll let Michelle start. I don't
Well,
want to jump in all the time.
I'm sure all of us have reasons that we got into the paranormal from what age, but I grew up always having some type of experiences, being a little more sensitive to things. And, I never knew that there were actual paranormal. I knew they were on TV, but I didn't know people actually did it, everywhere else as well. And finally, I realized this, and I started researching some paranormal teams in the area, and I started going with some other teams and investigating. And then, just like I said, I just wanted to go off on my own and do my own style of investigating. And it started from kind of a younger age when I first started experiencing things. Oh, Adam, we are High Heels and Hauntings.
Yes, everyone, please go follow these ladies. They're wonderful teams. Go follow Chicks and Spirits and High Heels and Hauntings.
And again, I just want to say for anybody that just joined, I'm really sorry I'm not on camera. My camera of all nights decided to just not work. So
it's all good.
And I guess I'll jump in then. Me, it's basically I was born into this. My mother was a psychic. I was always like, literally, she would make me sleep with tarot cards underneath my bed. So, so like, this is my normal. You know what I mean? Like, we do spreads as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, this is just what we did. And as I grew up, I'm just more fascinated with it. And me and my friend Kelly, who's actually in the chat right now, we first started like many years before Chicks and Spirits even started. Me and her would watch these shows. We'd always like kind of do our own little things together. We'd run around in haunted woods in the daytime. wasn't ready for that nighttime stuff yet. But no, we would always like be super into this stuff. And then I just, got the girls together and was like, hey, I want to just go do something. And we pulled up some like urban legends in our area. And we just went out one night and we had the best time that I'm like, I just want to do this all the time. And so then it just started evolving. We started creating. And I was kind of like, anybody else that wants to do this, come on board because this is a blast. And plus, it's just you meet so many people, you get to help so many locations. We help the veterans now. We have our food drive every year. So it's just evolved to something that I'm very proud of. And I love it.
You do a lot of podcasting too, Heather.
I do. We started Stay Spooky, and then we started that a while ago, and we're kind of on a break from that right now. It's Stay Spooky. So we started that podcast. That's been fun. And my true crime podcast, Chillin' and Killing Crimecast.
I love that podcast.
It's so fun. I just have a blast. Yes, we are. I will share the links on my YouTube is not very active, everybody, but I'll do better. Like Facebook, I post a lot. We also have a website, chicksandspirits.com, where I share a lot of our podcast content and everything there. So, but our YouTube has some stuff on it. I got to do
Pam, we just started our YouTube. So I've just started working on that, but we are on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And we do all of our lives on our Facebook page as well from our investigations. But we're trying to get our YouTube up and going here pretty soon.
Yes, you guys, if you can, go over, show some love to the Ghost Sisters on YouTube, to Chicks and Spirits, and to High Heels and Hauntings. Help us.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
I love it. No, that's awesome. You're like, hi, Mom. Now, I don't know if my mom's watching. She's in the other room, probably watching her shows, but I don't know.
My mom's down there preparing for that, Ian, because she's down in Southern Florida. So she's keeping an eye on that.
Well, I do want to say this to everybody. Get to know these ladies, because you're going to be seeing us three together a lot. We can't tell you too much of what's going on. Just know that you will be seeing Ghost Sisters with High Heels and Hauntings and Chicks and Spirits. You will be seeing the three of us ladies. Well, we can't say much. We can just tell you to look out.
Yeah, we have like like Beetlejuice where he slaps that thing on. Like we can say a little bit. That's about it. We're very hush hush right now to everybody, but yeah.
But as soon as we can, we will definitely.
Plus, we don't really know. Like we're on the hush hush of knowing things too. We just know we're going to spend a lot of time together.
Yes,
and I'm
so looking forward to. I can't wait to spend time with you ladies.
Yep, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think we're going to have a lot of spirits on our tails for sure. Mm-hmm. We're out there. I really do.
I may run. I don't know.
I really feel too that a lot of the spirits. I don't know how it goes for you guys, but when we're out there investigating, we get a lot of these flirty spirits. We do.
Oh yeah.
It depends. Like we get some. Like we've gone to like brothels or whatever, and they're not happy. They're calling us every name out of the book, and we're like, hey, knock it off. I mean, it's like just calm down. It's just like, but yeah, it's very interesting in some places.
They like to do the hair tug, I think, on females. They like to pull your hair a little bit.
I've had them smack my butt.
Oh,
no joke. I've had my butt grabbed, and then they came through my device laughing because I had the ink box running, and this was at a bed and breakfast, and it was at a bar, and the spirit, I felt something grab my butt, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, did you just grab my butt? And he came through the ink box laughing, and he said, butt. And he was, I was live. Everybody who was on my live, they
like, nice booty. Like, hey, knock that off. I just put them in check sometimes,
Yeah, I'm telling you, we've had them say, ladies. We were down in a speakeasy one time here in Ohio, in Bucyrus, Ohio. And it's a place where Al Capone hung out, okay? And us ladies were down there, and we had some drinks around us, and we're talking to the spirits. And we were just running a recorder, and we played the recorder back, and the spirits came back through, and they said, hey, ladies, I'm not wearing a ring. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I love EVP recordings because you just get some crazy things on there.
Yeah, our experience was we weren't called nice. I don't maybe like Kristen said in the chat, we're an acquired taste. So like, but yeah, it gets
been called names too.
Oh,
not good names.
Like stop. Because we went out to like Houghton Lake out here, and there's it's called Anchor Inn, and it used to be like where the Purple Hill Gang hung out. Mm-hmm. And we were in there doing it, and they were just rowdy, and they were just us just like, I mean, I don't want to say I am just fresh out of Facebook jail, so I'm really trying to behave on what I say. So just think of what they said, because I swear they're watching me. The minute I say something, they'll be like, I'll get a message and I'm banned again for another 90 days. So I'm trying to be good. So, but just you can imagine what they called us. So,
yeah, I can imagine. I'm telling you, I've had them call us weird names too. It just depends on where you're at, I think. Like you were in a brothel and you're hearing things.
Yeah.
And you can imagine what they would have called, women back then.
Exactly. Yeah. It was just like, hey, get me a drink. And it's like,
well, plus
we don't do that here.
I noticed we did the Edson ship, and the men, of course, women were never allowed on a Navy ship back during that time. So we had one get really upset and angry at Dawn and I because what were these females doing on the ship? We weren't supposed to be there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been out there yet. I wanted to go out there.
That is
So
really cool.
let's see. It would be. Oh, thank you for watching the podcast. I love anybody that comes out and watches our. We try to keep it fun. I like to have fun. I take myself seriously, but then not so much at times. So just have a good time. But the true crime cast, I mean, we just have a blast. So, and it's weird because it's murder. Like, we have so much fun talking about murder, but whatever. It is what it is.
You know what's interesting? What's so cool is I think it was about Heather, you're gonna have to help me out. Was it 2-3 years ago? You reached out to Ghost Sisters to actually have us on one of your
on Stay Spooky
radio podcasts or something you had going on.
Yes.
And
the haunted ended up haunted podcast.
Haunted podcast it was, because we had just got back from the shrine. Okay. And the shrine was still new to the Ghost Sisters. We had been to the shrine I'd say maybe a handful of times at the time we did the podcast with you. Mm-hmm. And I remember us girls trying to explain to you about the shrine and everything. And it was crazy. And you know how that whole week was bad for me, because I came back from the shrine and I had nothing but, it was bad luck the whole week. I mean, I had something in my house growling at me, and I know it came from the shrine.
Well, we heard it growling.
Yeah.
Because Kelly's like, is that growling? Because we're on the, I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is, but like something, I'm like, what's going on over there? And you're like, I don't, this is what's happening.
So Mandy, you were on Heather's podcast, and then she could hear the growling in your background. Oh, wow.
I'll share it this week for everybody to take a listen to it. But there was a whole bunch of like just
noises
the messing up
of girls.
Yeah, technology was really a crazy podcast. And we're like, all right, this has turned into an actual haunted podcast. So
Heather's like, you girls might want to sage yourself. And actually, Heather, your aunt reached out to me, because just because I'm a medium doesn't know that I know exactly how to get rid of the evilness that was around me. I was sensing. Your aunt reached out to me, gave me some really good advice. And
she's amazing.
I took her advice, and I actually took the lemon, and I had cut this lemon in half, and I placed it in every room in my house to absorb the negativity, because my daughter was seeing this dark thing in the house. This thing was growling at me. It pissed me off to no end. It really did. It would not be growling at me. I ran out to my husband freaking out, like, you better get your butt in this bed right now. This thing is growling at me. And I know it followed me from Tennessee, because I just got back from Tennessee. And it was just crazy. But
that makes me all excited about October.
I know, that's what I was just thinking.
Like, okay, I'm gonna pack some sage.
What are we bringing back with us?
You guys are going to love the shrine. I'm telling you, Ghost Sisters, we've been going there for over 2 years now. Rick will tell the story about how he reached out to me, how it come to be, how I met him, how this whole thing started. And I'm telling you, everything happens for a reason. Everything happened. It happens for a reason, because look at everything that's going on. I mean,
I don't believe in coincidence. So I believe that as well. So it's like, I'm excited, and everybody, we're all heading out in October. So we're going
to the Euro Shrine.
All of us, all us girls, our teams, we're going to get together. And
13 women. 13.
And I think we can go live, so you guys will be able to see us that night, possibly.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We will be live. We're driving out there, so you can watch us. We're going to do spooky card ride karaoke. We're gonna have a blast drive. We have a long drive, so we love doing our spooky card ride karaoke. So we will be doing so much stuff on the way up there, and we're all driving together. So we're just it's gonna be a good time. So I'm looking forward to it.
Pam, I think Heather, I'm not sure, but I don't, but I do have a girl on my team. She helps run my team
after
me, and she does the saging.
I do after. I mean, I have sage all in my house. Like, I'm always saging my house and everything, but Like when I bring in the mail and it's bills, I'm like, sage this negative stuff. But no, I'm always doing stuff like that. And then, I have a little ritual when I leave a location to kind of like make sure nothing. My aunt she's a medium. She's like, she gives me a lot of advice on things, and really she's like my sensei. So like she's really got me to be like, okay, because I did have an attachment a long time ago before I started this stuff. So I'm very, very careful when it comes to certain things in this field. So I do take care of myself when it comes to,
Mhm.
making sure nothing follows me
Mhm.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already saging and all that, but I did not know about the lemon. I think it was
Yeah.
the
I have
lemon.
never
Yeah,
heard of
the
that
lemon.
till you just
And
said it.
she
Oh,
had
she
told
has the
me.
whole thing. Yeah, the lemons are something, and then the water too, the vinegar. I mean, there's a whole. We do.
Whole
I'm
bunch of
just telling you,
stuff.
I was raised like this was my mother, my sister, my grandmother was like born with like the black veil. Like this has been like my family. So to me, it's just normal Saturday afternoon talk. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, oh, we'll use this method to protect yourself. Because my aunt sometimes will be nervous when she'll see something and be like, yo, I need you to do this, or don't go here. She tries to, and she's like, I know you're like trying to just go into these places, but you gotta take everything and
Mhm.
protect yourself.
Yeah,
So,
definitely protect
but the
yourself.
lemons is very interesting, and if
Yes.
anybody wants to know about the lemon method, we can share that as well.
I'm just gonna tell you, them damn things turned dark in my house. That because, like I said, that week I was having it was bad. I hit a baby deer on the way to work, and I've been going to work for 8 years. Same location, and this wasn't a common area where deers just jump out. I mean, there's fields there, but I've never had a problem with it before. Not saying it couldn't happen, but everything that was going on was all tied to, I believe, what had followed me. Because, like I said, my daughter was seeing this dark thing. I was hearing the growling, and it was just I was hearing knocks. I was hearing knocks too in my house. 3 knocks. I'm like, oh my God, man.
How long
Something's
did
not
it
right.
take for you to not have any activity in your house after
Well,
that?
I got pissed off because, this thing's growling at me. I heard it twice, once right in my bed, and then another time right next to my bed. And I couldn't see it with my eyes, but I was hearing it, and I did not like it. It probably took me, I want to say maybe 2, 3 weeks before I got rid of everything, because I saged my house like maybe for sure 2 times. I went through, I was madder than hell. And I just kept saging. I saged my car, saged everything. I did the lemons, and I was like, oh my gosh, the lemons turned so dark.
And it
Yeah.
goes so quick because I had to do that method, and it goes very quick, and you're just like,
This
wow, what's the
Sister
chances of
Jimmy in the
that?
house.
So
Yeah.
it's a very good method to know that you are dealing with something that is, a negative situation. So you just place lemons like around, and they'll start to like, and if you check a lemon, they're not going to mold that fast. I mean, this is
Yeah.
like we're talking really quick that these things start molding, and it's just I think you could probably maybe Google it. I'm thinking it's out there, like the lemon method, but I'll share it. If not, I can bring. There's an episode. I don't know if my aunt talked about it. I had her on Stay Spooky, but we should bring her on and tell her say
Yeah.
everything.
Well, she helped me out though, because I really think that helps. Because I
Yeah.
was hearing these voices afterwards. I was doing other podcasting, and I would hear a little girl giggling, and I know it was Lisa Marie from the shrine. There is a haunted little voodoo doll that's in this. She's got fangs. She's in a red dress. It's just a cloth doll, and they call her Lisa Marie. And there is definitely something attached to
Mhm.
Lisa Marie. You will hear her giggling. I've had her giggle. I've been on the phone with Rick, and I've heard the giggling. I've heard men talking when it wasn't him or me talking. I have been on the podcast with other people, and heard the giggling. Other people were hearing it, and this was after that whole week of everything. So there's a lot. You never know what's going to come, what's coming back
Oh,
from the
I
show.
can't wait.
I'm looking forward to this. And I don't usually use Ouija boards, but a friend of mine, she's also a medium psychic. She gifted me this amazing Ouija board that I'm bringing with me because I've never really like I with my mom, because I tell you guys I grew up different than a lot of people. I do them with my mom and stuff like that. So, but I never like used it as like a tool when I was like out there. But I'm bringing this one. It's very, very special, and we're
Yeah,
gonna
bring
see
it.
how it goes. And I'm excited to bring it. Not excited to drive with it in the car, but
I keep mine in my car. So mine is
no,
always in my car.
yeah, she wanted to get rid. I mean, she had it blessed because it had some attachment. Because I love what I do, and I love it because anytime anybody has something, it's like, Heather, this thing's haunted. Heather, this thing, can I send it to you? And I'm like, sure, send it on down. I'll take care of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even question it. So people
Girl, I've
like,
got 8 dolls. I've got
I have
8
so many
damn
dolls. I love my dolls.
I do
I
too, but I don't want no more.
Yeah,
No.
my son is like, why are you so creepy with these dolls? And my kids love all the scare, like they're into like horror movies and all that kind of stuff. But the dolls kind of like, since we were a kid, Mom, you always had these creepy dolls. And I'm like, they're my babies. So I love the whole dolls, and I love them.
Ladies, Pam is asking, do we have any advice for someone who's new to starting in the investigating field?
Whew. Well, don't go alone.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
just, yeah, just, you know what I mean? Just guard yourself. I always tell people, like, wear your crystals, especially in the beginning. I don't go in with my crystals. I started to, and I always realized I wasn't getting anything, but because I would think I was like shielding myself so much. So I kind of like laid off of that because I was
Yeah.
big into the crystals. So I'll deal with them afterwards. But when you're first going in, just maybe go on a couple tours
Mhm.
with other paranormal investigators, see how they do things, and just, you know what I mean? Just be ready for
Yeah.
anything. Dowsing rods are really nice. We like to use the dowsing rods. So any type of like new investigators, when they come out to like our tours, we give them, I give everybody dowsing rods to use, and they're really nice. And if you're not sure what those are, they're kind of like, they used to be able to find water, but you use them to communicate. So to be like a yes or no, they're like little rods that go. So those are really nice and kind of easy for you to carry, easy for you to use. So I would try that and
Yeah,
see
I
how
was
you
just gonna
like
say
them.
that don't go out and buy a lot of expensive equipment yet until
Right.
you get in there, get the feel for everything. Start out with the dowsing rods. You can use your voice memo on your phone even to take EVP recordings, and then just do some local places. Don't go any place too far from home until you're comfortable, and just go with your instincts, your gut. If something doesn't feel right, remove yourself from that situation. And just have fun with it. It's if it's something that you're really passionate about and you love, you're going to be good at it.
And it's okay to run.
It is okay to run. Yes, that's what I said. Follow that gut. If you got to get out of there, get out of there.
I have ran plenty of times, been like, nope. I've had stuff rush at me, like, at the 6th precinct, and I've almost knocked people over. Like, I love this stuff, and I love catching stuff. I don't like when something almost tries to rush me or wants to touch me. I'm not big into being grabbed. You know what I mean? Like, respect my personal space, but yeah.
I don't mind it as long as they're not. And I mean, I don't want them grabbing my butt and stuff, but maybe like grab my hair or maybe touch my shoulder. I've had them at the shrine pull my hoodie. Yes, y'all about to see these.
See, I'm okay with that kind of stuff if I catch it.
Uncle Tim there is he loves long hair, and oh boy, my hair has gotten longer. When I first started going there, my hair wasn't as long, but he still would pull in my hoodie. He would mess with Jenny when Jenny was with us. Jenny had the long hair, so he would always mess with Jenny's hair.
Oh, so I need to look out because my hair is very.
Yeah. And my sister Bobby Joe's on the team, and she has long hair like you. And yeah, so ladies, fair warning, he loves long hair, and he loves the ladies.
And so. Kim, I've ran more from bats than anything out there. Like, I do have to say, there's a couple lives out there where we were recording, and all of a sudden bats just start hammering you, and you're just like, ah!
It's surprising how many places have bats. I've encountered so many places that just have bats. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
older buildings.
I have encountered too many of these damn bats, and I need to wear like a hat or something. It just depends. I need like to block it, because I worry they're going to get caught in my hair. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, that's my line, Sweet Home Alabama. I don't like to cuss on live, so I'll say weird things. So we were getting chased by bats, and I yelled Sweet Home Alabama because I don't want to cuss, so I'll say like that. But that's how you know I'm like trying to run. If you hear me go Sweet Home Alabama, stuff just got serious. So
oh my,
yeah,
I
the
love it.
bats are crazy. Like I'm not trying to get attacked by bats, but they're everywhere. And I'm like, why do I do this? Why do I want to hang out with bats? But then I'm back
I
doing it
say
again.
I'd rather deal with the spirit than deal with the bat.
Yes.
I'll deal with it. No, I literally, we were in Missouri at the, oh hell, I can't even remember what it's called, but we were in Missouri investigating Cooper Hill Village. And man, I was up in the attic and this damn bat, about knocked, well, it scared me so bad. I about literally went down. The stairs were like real steep. I literally about fell down there. And what I ended up doing was dropping my equipment. I was scared so bad that I dropped my big battery pack. I dropped my Ovilus 5, which got ruined.
Oh.
And I was fired up at this bat. And every time I would go there, this bat is in the attic, and they'd have to get the bat out of the attic. But then it'd come back.
Yeah, I don't.
Coming back, man.
Nope, I'm
It
not
was
a
after
fan.
me.
Nope. Yeah, Kristen, that's my only rule. I run, you run. That's. We'll talk about what I'm running about when I stop running.
When I go to run, and my sisters be like, "Don't move." Bobby Joe, she's really bad about it. She's like, "Don't run," because I get something that startles me, or if it's a bat or I hear a loud noise. I don't know why. My first instinct, I just sometimes I'll run. Like I don't know. My sister will grab me if I try to take off running. She's like, "Don't move." I'm like, "Hell no."
Yeah, no, I should be dragging her with me. Like, girl. Like,
You
no.
don't fail me now.
I'll just like there was times we were at a cemetery, and I love my daughter-in-law does this too with me. She's part of this group as well. And we're walking across, and I swear I heard like knocking from the ground. You know what I mean? And I was like, I start running because I was like, zombies, like I was gone. And she's like, wait for me. It was like little like happy feet. She's like, and she's like, why'd you do that? I said, girl, when I run. Like I'm not, no.
Okay, if I heard knocking out of the grounds of a cemetery, that might be enough to make me run.
Oh, yeah, I ran. I'm brave, but then I have my moments, everybody. So if I'm running, because I am pretty brave at this stuff, but if I'm running,
yeah, I was gonna say normally I'm going towards it, but that would definitely make me run.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't do zombies.
I might, depending on the case, what it is, I might take off, but then I come right back. I'm like, no, we need to go back. I don't run. I try to collect myself and don't run. This could be some good evidence, and I try not. So I want to go back. Or if I hear like a loud noise, sometimes I'll be like, I want to go towards it. And the other girl's like, no. And I'm like, no, let's go. Let's go over here. We got to go. Let's go towards it, But there's been cases, I'm going to tell you, and I know I keep talking about the shrine, and it's just because we're going to be going to the shrine.
We're going there. Woo-woo.
Prepare yourself for this. We were at the shrine. It was just Jenny and I. And this happened to us in the cave. And you guys, this cave is so scary. It is so scary. And I don't care. I did an isolation in there, and I was terrified.
That's one of the things I did. I definitely want to do that cave.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Jenny and I was in there. We were connecting. We were tuning into the spirits. And we had the ink box on, and I had my recorder and I had a cat ball. And we were live. We had a live feed right up on us. And everybody's watching us, and now he has 2 doors in there in the cave, and they're just closets because he has 2, he has a cold tub and a hot tub. Okay. And that's just where the, I don't know, that's connected the pipes and stuff or whatever connected to those areas. So it's just a little small closet. Okay. There's no little secret passage to get through or anything. It's just a little closet too. And the doors are really cool. They look like there's something from back in the King days. It's awesome.
I'm excited.
I am so excited.
Doors. So we're sitting on these stairs. No, I was sitting on the coffin. Yeah, he has a coffin that I actually have done an isolation into, which was creepy. But Jenny was sitting on the stairs, and I'm sitting on the coffin, and I'm like, because Rick had told us that there's some crazy stuff happening. And we were like, can't wait to get here. Damn.
Right.
We get there, we're in the cave. I'm asking Spirit to make a noise. And I play back this recorder. The ball starts lighting up as I'm playing back the recorder. Well, because I was trying to get them to knock on something, right? All of a sudden, I hear this boom. And I thought something lifted up the coffin, like, or hit the coffin. And I jumped down next to Jenny, almost landed in her lap. And I was like, what the hell? And I was going to run. And Jenny's like holding me. She's like, no, no. And then she's like, that's our sign. And the next thing you know, guys, all of a sudden that door just goes boom, 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 right behind us. Me and Jenny both got the hell up out of there. And he was the only one there with us. He was outside watching everything. And he told us before we went there, if something happens, he didn't want us running and tripping because, we're the only ones there. And if we got scared, something could have happened and we would trip. You never
Right.
know.
Yeah.
And we took off running and I was like, oh God, we can't leave. So we went back and it just got crazier after that. Like it was bad. It was bad. And me and Jenny heard bangs all night long. Whatever was in that damn cave was banging on that door. We couldn't sleep. I would text Rick. I'm like, are you hearing this noise? And he's like, yep. And he's loving it.
He's just used to it.
It
Yeah.
doesn't-
He's
he
immune
don't-
to it.
It was crazy.
I'm
But we
excited to
stayed.
go.
We didn't leave the cave. We ran away from that area. We did. And Jenny almost, that door would have, the way that went in and on the live feed, and I had a camera recording too. You guys, that was one of the scariest things that ever happened to me at the shrine. No. We ain't
Have you
gonna
ever
go-
took an SLS in there?
Yes. I've used I've had SLSs. I've used 2 spirit boxes. I've used the intercom box. I've used the K2s.
I think we should take our Ouija board in there.
Yeah, and he has a Ouija board, and we have played on the Ouija board too. When Patty Negri came there with us and investigated at the shrine, we did the Ouija board with her too. So I'm all for it, and I'm all for doing this seance too at the.
Oh
Dragon
yes, definitely. I love to do seances too. So yeah, let's do it.
I'll just be there. That part.
This table,
I'll observe that one.
guys. This
I'll
dragon
I'll
table-
sit at the round table with you guys and do it, or square table. I don't even know what it looks like out there, so I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
You guys, this place, it's awesome. And it's just so active. I don't want to give too much away, but man, oh man, it is crazy.
I'm
We're like
ready.
2 weeks away, so 2 weeks away.
Less
and
than 2 weeks, ladies. Just under
Is
2
it?
weeks. Yeah.
Wow, I'm excited about it.
It
I
can't
wonder
get
how many
any-
times I say "Sweet Home Alabama."
girl. and it's funny because Rick said that we can investigate. He has there's an older trailer that sits inside the shrine area, and I have been in there one time and investigated that place, and there was a man that kept saying, "Get out." And I picked up on him. He was in the corner hiding. And I was like, man, we can't come in here. I'm like, this guy don't want us in here. And plus he kept coming through the box saying, get out, get out. And so we ended up leaving. Well, when we were there, the last time we were there, we did not go in, but we were investigating in front of that door. And there's something, we think they hide in there. There's something dark and angry up in that damn trailer. And I guess now, according to Rick, he says, if you guys want to go in there and do a solo investigation,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man. I'm like, I might do
I'm
that.
down.
I'm down.
I don't know.
I'm always down until I got to run, but no. and no, I've never been to that hotel. So that
No, I
hotel
haven't heard of it.
I have not heard of it either, but I'll have to take a look at that. Sounds
Where's that? Is
interesting.
it in Tennessee?
That's
I
in
think in the
Wisconsin?
chat, Wisconsin. I
I've never
see.
heard of that part of Wisconsin. I'll have to look it up.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I would like to go there.
all
I'd like to go anywhere haunted.
All this energy we're going to be bringing to this location. Get ready.
Yeah.
Get
A lot of
ready.
estrogen.
Yes, it definitely is.
And live.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited to go out
And
there. I'm
hopefully,
excited.
like I
all
said,
those-
we can bring it to you guys live, and you guys will be able to watch us? And
Oh yeah, yeah. You can definitely go live on your pages and everything and share. I'm sure we'll be live. Yeah, definitely.
It'll be a fun weekend.
that'd be fun.
I always tell people though, like I'm like I'm gonna go live, and then there's glitches because wherever we're at, I'm like,
Oh, yeah, something
psych,
always
psych.
happens.
There is no live. Just kidding. Enjoy our car ride karaoke.
How is the service out there, Mandy? Is it good for doing lives out there? Do you ever have any issues?
Yeah.
Let me think. No,
Hey, Melissa.
you can connect to his Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
I know you can go live. I've never really had that many issues. You might get hit a certain spot, but it's like real quick. You jump back
Yeah.
on. It's nothing. He's got really good service out there. Now the birds will probably be there by the time we get there, and I'm going to tell you, these birds, the birds are crazy there.
I saw your video on YouTube, and you know how I am about birds. I love birds, so I can't wait to see that. So I hope.
I don't know. I've seen the Hitchcock movie Birds.
Yeah.
Depends on how you look at them.
we went in the bamboo, and the bamboo is huge too, you guys. And we went in there one time, and when the birds were there at the shrine, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if we can investigate in here, man. These birds are going crazy. They're, it would be real calm, but when we go in there, it was almost like you just hear them just flopping. It just like
all I can think about, Heather, from that movie is where it was like pecking. Doesn't it peck somebody's eyes out or something? So I'm always freaked out by that.
Yeah, I don't like swarms of things. Like, yeah, she's like goes to the phone booth and the birds are just like killing her. Good movie, Hitchcock. Gotta love Hitchcock. So
I was worried about the birds too. I think I was ducking down because there's probably more than just birds out there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, there's huge owls that fly around there too.
I love owls. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
Melissa,
I'm excited.
You're probably right. We probably will be doing a little bit of jumping into each other's laps.
Yeah, for sure. Like
we haven't been there in a while. I think we just went. It's probably been about 3 months ago when we went to the shrine, and it was active. So I can only imagine now.
Yeah, I'll go somewhere alone. I'll do an isolation somewhere.
Yeah, we'll have to.
I'll be brave.
Like our spot that we want to do it and see what each one of us.
We will hook you all up. There's all kinds.
I mean, I love doing them. Like when I've done them in Eloise and Houghton Lake and stuff, and it's fun. Like I'll go live sometimes, and I'll be sitting there by myself, like someone's behind you, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay calm. Let's gather evidence, and I love when people on live are involved. But I'm like, okay, right behind me, like right or left? Where are they? Like tell me, like get out of there. I'm like in a minute, but okay, but it's good.
Well, there's things that growl there too. There's things that will growl at you there. So I still to this day don't like to go upstairs alone at the shrine. I don't like the vibe I get up there. Uncle Tim's up there watching. There's more than just him up there, but I refuse to go up there alone. I think I've only done it twice, and let me tell you how fast I got up there. I was in and out. I did not know. So
I'm gonna stick one of my team members up there alone. Let's see, Mira.
I always had to drag one of the girls with me. I'm like, will you come up here with me? I'm like, I don't like it. I will not sleep alone upstairs. If I went to bed, I went to bed when everybody went to bed. It wasn't me tired going to bed alone. No, hell no.
Right.
Pam, yeah, I think that she's asking if like some of the holidays bring out.
I never really thought about that till you just said that, but like I would think so.
I think they do. Like, you know how people do these around Halloween, they bring in a lot more people for the ghost tours. And I think that sometimes stirs things up, and it's good to investigate right after that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Christmas would too. I mean, you would think these big holidays would people want to, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know. That's interesting to even, think about. I'd have to like put that to the test. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, ladies, how often do you guys and get out there and investigate? I know you're always doing the podcasting. Heather, do you have anything coming up? And Michelle, do you have anything coming up?
We're doing a lot of our podcasts. We're preparing for this. I mean, I have a big team, so a lot of the girls, like my daughter-in-law, she takes a lot of people out and does a lot of things with so we kind of like separate what we do because it is so big. So she'll do a lot of the investigations. They'll go out and do them. I haven't been out in a minute because I've had a lot of other things to handle, but I'm looking forward to going. I used to go to every single one, and it just became so much. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm looking forward to going to the shrine and visiting that, and we'll be doing some more, but they get out. The girls get out. They do a lot, but that's what it's nice to have the team I have, because they're all doing stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And it's good. And I get to see all their adventures. But yeah, I need to get out there a little bit more. Podcasting's a lot,
Well, you're always podcasting. I see you on there, girl.
Yeah.
But you're good at it. So,
it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. And, I can do it here and still
you always have
handle
really
all my
great
stuff.
topics. I love the things that you guys talk about on your show.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a good time. So,
do you ladies love to go to? Go ahead, Michelle.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say what we have coming up. We have we're actually going this coming weekend. We're going back up to New York. There was a cemetery we went to there where I don't know if you guys saw the video. I have something that's moving in the crypt from one side to the other, and I'm going to post that on my page this week. But we're going up there to try to debunk that, and then we're going to Wildwood again, and they have that creepy doll room. I don't know if you know about the creepy doll room at Wildwood.
I haven't even been to Wildwood. I would love to go there.
There's a lot of activity there. But Dawn and I are going to sleep in the creepy doll room that night, so we're looking forward to it.
What is the comment? Say goodbye. No one's reading the comment.
Well,
I don't know what. Yeah, there's a lot of comments.
We're trying.
We're trying. There's a lot coming through. Sorry if we can't get to everybody's comments. We're trying.
Yeah,
just
we're talking.
Be patient.
Yeah, I only.
Sometimes we'll get to them after as well.
So
I'll come through and respond to people's comments. I do that a lot because when we get talking on our crime cast and stuff, we get into all our facts and everything, and we try to get to our comments, but we'll go piggyback and say hi. So we'll come back around. Don't worry. We love everybody.
Now, do you girls love to do, since you're into the crime stuff too, you probably do, Heather, do you guys love to do prisons and jails?
Yes. I mean, the 6th precinct, I could have basically lived there. You know what I mean? Like, I loved being there. I thought it was really it was scary, but very just the history of the place. And the owner, Ed, rest in peace. He did such a great job at finding out the stories of everything. I mean, when he got that place, there were so many files left behind, and he was able to piece together. It was almost it was such a passion of his. And it's when I find locations like that, it becomes a passion of mine too. You know what I mean? So I loved being there. I loved the jails. I love even the insane asylums. I love those places because the stories there, I feel like there's so much to be told, and we can tell some of that. You know what I mean? So I do like going to all those places.
I love to do the jails too. Like I said, we have Don, and he brings his badge with him and his handcuffs and stuff. So we get a lot of activity because of that. But like Heather said, I think one of my favorites probably is to do the asylums, like the hospitals.
Yeah, I like, because there's always stories to tell.
There's so much history and so much stories. Yeah,
I would like to do where crimes took place, like serial killer, a crossover thing with my thing. I would love to make that happen. You know what I mean? And do a whole paranormal crossover with the true crime and find a location. I mean, if you talk about the Jim Jones case with Don't Drink the Kool-Aid, I mean, I'd never be able to get out there because where it took place, but so many people died in that one location that I'm sure the grounds are just so crazy.
Or that house with that guy that dressed up like a clown.
Oh, Gacy.
Yeah. I think you can maybe, I don't know. I think
they tore that house down. They did tear that down. But to me,
ground.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's all attached to ground. So you can tear it down a million times and it's going to still stay there. So yeah, unsolved ones. Yes. Cause what could you find out? It's very interesting of what you may come across.
I love that idea.
I love going to the prisons and jails because I worked in those environments.
Yeah.
So I know what, I dealt with the females, I dealt with the men, I dealt with people who committed those crimes that are, you guys are talking about. We're talking, I was around some bad stuff. So I think it would be interesting to actually find a location and investigate where female was housed for
Mhm.
her crimes that she committed and investigate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I haven't come across a place like that except for, I think when we went to the Joliet prison, they did hold female prisoners, and I think it was just in one area actually. But I would like to find like a location that just only held females and no men, just females, and
Yeah.
investigate.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
because you
always down.
probably would know like the trigger words to use too, because things that your knowledge of.
I got a nightstick and everything, girl. I
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
I have a vest. I have an actual real vest that I used to wear a lot on my investigations, but I actually just recently had Ghost Sisters put on the back. So I only want to really wear it when I'm going to maybe jails or a prison. Sometimes I forget, but because like I said, I used to wear it a lot and then I stopped. But I actually have a vest, and I do try to remember to wear it when we're going to prisons or jails. So,
I like to do those trigger things. Like we have, nurses or whatever on our team, and if we're going to somewhere medical, they'll wear some of their medical stuff, and they get a lot of responses from them. I
mhm.
mean, we've had stuff come through like, "Hey, nurse," and stuff like that, like calling out to them for help. So it is interesting to have those kind of little trigger items. So that's another advice, you guys take trigger items
Yeah.
to location.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love to use different things. What do you guys use mainly for your trigger objects?
I mean, it depends on the location. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've used people. Like we went to I know we're into what we do, everybody, but we used to have on our team someone who was a vocalist and she sang, and we went to a theater out here that was haunted. So I put her on the stage and had her sing, and it was very interesting watching it. I mean, it was like almost her whole demeanor changed. I mean, her stance changed. I mean, the whole video. I ended up having to like run up and grab her because I'm like, is she about to jump off the stage? Like it got really like weird on how her whole persona was. I mean, she even when we played back the recording, she said, I hit notes I've never been able to hit before. So it was very interesting at that moment. It was like the theater took over, and I don't want to use a person, but she was big, like, let me go up there. Let me go up there. I'm like, hey, if you want to do it, let's do it. But it was like very interesting what happened, but very like, okay, let me go grab her. Let's sage her. Let's take care of her and take care of it. But yeah, I mean, it just depends on that location, what we have available. And we just think like, what do we got at this moment that would actually work? Because sometimes you're in the middle of something and nothing's really, and then you're like, ooh, this might work. And you just try it at that moment.
A lot of places too that we found have display cases with things in it that are related to the property and the history. And sometimes you can ask them if you can use something from there as a trigger object, and it's something that is from that location. But yeah, like Heather said, it just depends on where you're going. If you know the history of it, you can take stuff along.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we always bring our little mascot, Bubby.
I
I know
have
you
a
guys
doll.
have seen the little donkey that I always carry around, and he
Aw.
came from Tennessee.
I
And
was
so
gonna
we
say
Aw.
that too. Kids items, like if you know there's little kids
yeah.
there, you can bring toys, dolls, balls.
We
And
usually have dolls with us. Just they
he's a
travel with
donkey.
us. I
he's
love that.
He's a
he's
donkey.
he's Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
Aw.
So
Puppy
he's different.
or
I have, like I said, multiple dolls I could bring, and I have switched it up, but I've gotten to the point where I just kind of leave them at home, and I always take Bubby. He's became our mascot, and he actually talks through the ink box. I've heard him because I would notice I was hearing the same child at locations, and I was like, man, this sounds like Bubby. And it is. I've actually got EVP recordings of him saying, Mama. He always wants to call me Mama. So
Aw.
I'm like, oh boy. So he just became our mascot and been taking him everywhere. He's a really good trigger object, whether it's an adult or a child, they always want to go near him. He's lighting up everything that goes near him, pretty
That's
much.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Hey, Tim, I saw you talked about Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield. I have
Then
been to Ohio State Reformatory, and that's probably one of my favorite investigations. I went into one of the male bathrooms there and went in by myself and had like some REM pods around and said, "Hey, there's a female in here in your male bathroom all by myself. What do you guys think of that?" And the REM pods just started going crazy. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to get out of here. They're getting a little excited.
I went there, and I didn't go there on a night tour, but I went there during the day for just a tour, and I want to go back. Like, that place is beautiful
Me
and
too.
amazing, and I'm just like, please leave me in here all night. I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
So
boy, I
definitely want to go there.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been there 4 times. I filmed there, and the last time I was there, I filmed there. But I've captured some amazing evidence there. The first time before I even started Ghost Sisters, my sister Chastity and I went there, and I was still working in law enforcement at the time, and the lights were still on. They hadn't turned off the lights yet, and I had borrowed my sergeant's GoPro. Now, I only had a spirit box, an SB7. I had the Geo phone, and that was all I had. And I borrowed the GoPro, and we went downstairs to solitary when nobody was there. And I kept hearing this man. He kept saying, "Hey, hey," but I'd look and I wouldn't see nobody. And when we played it back, well, my sergeant went over the video, and as soon as he's from the beginning, we captured. You could see a man down there walking, a black shadow. It looked like he was in like a darker uniform. But the thing is, if you guys have been down to solitary in the reformatory,
Mhm.
there's no. Once you're in solitary and you go straight, you're coming to a wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, and this guy on the video had the guard walk. I know the guard walk because I worked in corrections, so I know the walk. I had the walk at one time, so I know the walk. So this man was walking like that. When you could see he walked, he had the stride and he turns around. But also we captured a shadow figure standing in the middle of the damn aisle there in
Mhm.
solitary. So there was 2 things captured, and I didn't even know it, but I was hearing him. I kept hearing him, and it was almost like he was like, "What are you guys doing down here? Who are you?" That was the vibe he was letting off. And I was like, "Hey, I work in corrections. I'm Officer Metzger," because at the time I wasn't married. And I kept giving him my name, and I had I think I even had my my work pants on too. Just trying to get a response, and
And it works, though.
Mhm.
lots of stuff, man.
Yeah,
Lots.
it works. I think that's awesome. Hi, everybody.
Hi, yeah, hi everyone, and sorry if we missed any comments.
Yeah.
Go ahead and post the questions. We'll try to get to them now.
Yeah.
If you guys want to hurry up and toss
Yeah, if
them
you
in
have any
there.
questions before we get
Yeah,
off,
go ahead. We'll take a few right now.
yeah,
Questions? Any questions?
Oh yeah, that's true, Don. I forgot to mention that too. We have a retired nurse on our team, so when we go to the hospitals, she knows the language to use and get them going.
Let me
That's
go
good.
back and let's see that one question from Damien. We did talk about we've never been to that hotel Retlaw, so that one we've never been to, and send us a link. I'd like to take a look at it, check it out, and see what that is. So
I like
definitely.
hitting places that's never been investigated. I love it. These are the places nobody goes to or been to. And then we got Cindy here. This is the lady who owns Cooper Hill Village.
When are we
Ghost
coming?
Sisters- Yeah,
Coming to Missouri.
she's the lady that owns Cooper Hill. Now, the Ghost
Okay.
Sisters are the only ones that's ever been there. And this place, you guys, is crazy active. Man, I've been there twice, and it's so damn active that the last night Ghost Sisters was there, we all packed our shit up, and we did not spend the night. We were like, we're out of here.
Well, then, Sydney, we're coming soon.
You guys,
I will get a hold of you because that
I
sounds
saw-
interesting.
I saw this apparition, man. It's huge, you guys. This place will not disappoint you. I saw an apparition walking up the hill of Cooper Hill, I only seen the legs. I saw this damn thing with legs walking along the path, man. It scared me so bad. I'm not lying. I was like, because I have seen the spirits, but they only let me see them if they want me to, or I'll just see them in my third eye, you know. But if they want me to see them, I'm gonna see them. And I saw only a pair of legs.
A pair of legs. Oh God.
I wasn't the only one that's seeing this. I think Jenny had seen it too. Jenny seen something. It freaked her out too. But we had things growling at us. I captured on a device. It was just, but I want to tell you the thing about Cooper Hill, the smaller the crowd, the better. These spirits, you get too many people in there, it will be active, but I'm telling you, 2 or 3 people at the most, you're going to get the most active, the most responses from these spirits. So I say if we go to Cooper Hill, it needs to be us 3 ladies.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
I'll have to have a cycle running with my ladies. Okay, girls, now you next. Now you guys can go. Now you guys can go.
I haven't taken my my other sisters, Bobby Joe and Chastity. They've not been there yet. So but yeah, I've been there twice, and we get to spend the night. And this place it's so freaking active. There's everything there. I don't even. There's some dark stuff lingering around there, and it won't disappoint you.
That's exciting. That's
The
exciting.
banging you get at this place, man. This spirit, Mr. Leach, he's not a nice man, Mr. Leach. No.
Yeah, that sounds like up my alley. So
yeah, Dawn, we're adding it to the list.
And I am actually, are you ladies into, I'm in Michigan. I am Michigan based, and Michelle's Michigan based.
Yeah, we're not that far from each other. Maybe 30 minutes?
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
So, and Mandy's nobody in Texas here.
I'm only in Ohio.
Yeah. I want to go to Texas though, and then
I've never been to Texas. I've been to San Antonio. Yeah, but I've never investigated over in Texas.
There's a lot of really cool places in Texas to investigate too.
Oh, I bet there is. And then let's see, what else do we got? Shadow people. When it comes to shadow people, I've seen. I've seen them a lot through my life, but like 2 that really one at the recent that stuck out at the 6th precinct, where something actually they had, because they were redoing it, so it had the gravel on the ground, and I'm trying to go live and it wouldn't go. All of a sudden I hear this wrestling on the ground, like somebody's starting to run after you, and I seen a shadow come running at me, and I literally almost knocked my daughter-in-law over, because I was like, oh my God, because it was literally coming at me, and we got out of the room, almost fell out of the room. I'm telling you, it freaked me out. But so that was the time I seen that, and then one time when I was in Indiana. So, and that one was for another day.
Eloise, I saw. I have a picture. I'll have to see if I can find it, of something that was standing in one of the windows of the nurse's station, but I did see a shadow figure there.
Yeah.
I had something rush up on me here in Ohio at Middle Point School. And I had just told, this is back when we had a couple guys that were on our team, and I was with the researcher, and it was just him and I was up on the 2nd floor or 3rd floor. We were coming out of I call it the creepy crawler room, but they call it the dark room or something. But we had been running a Jacob's ladder in there all day, and well, not all day, probably for an hour or 2 before we went live. So it really just kicked up that energy in there. But we went up there and nothing. It was dead silent in that room. But you felt something was right there with you. And I was like, man, I'm like, well, let's go. Something is here, but it ain't lighting up anything. I don't want to talk. So him and I go to walk out of this room, and we had already had a camera stationed in that room. So, and there's no windows in there. So, well, actually there is windows, but they're dark. They got them dark, blacked out. So you can't get no lighting in there. That's why it's called the dark room. But we got to walk out. And as soon as we walk out, I felt something rush up on me. And I said, oh my God, something just rushed up on me. Well, at the same time, my niece was with us, and she was downstairs watching the cameras, and they're calling me on the radio to tell me that something just happened. Well, what we caught, there was a shadow.
Oh, nice.
And it came from the floor. It it looked like it darted out of the room right after I walk out. And I actually have it on Ghost Sisters on the video. And you can
Oh,
see
nice.
the slow and a medium and a fast. And this thing got big and it rushed out at me.
That's nice when you catch it. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when it happens and you don't catch it. It's
Yeah.
like,
you
that's awesome.
verify it, you say, hey, something's rushing up on me, and then you actually capture it, and it's like, oh shit. It's real.
Then you're excited about it. You're like, oh, that was awesome. You
Yeah.
don't catch, you're like, wow, that was scary.
It is. It is.
It's like you didn't want no evidence of it. Like, no. Like
I'm telling you, this one off my camera. Oh, that's another thing, ladies. At the shrine, these spirits sometimes don't like to be recorded. They
usually
don't want. They will mess. Let me tell
Start
you.
messing with your equipment.
We tried to record us at nighttime sleeping, and they will shut down my camera real quick. They do. And that was why it was amazing when Jenny and I was in that cave and we captured that door that happening in there, because we were surprised because I had a 4K camera set up on a tripod and we were live, and it actually happened during this whole thing. So, but that's not, these spirits do not like to be on camera. So if you get anything there, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times I'll see that they drain your battery, or
they will mess up your equipment.
That's another ghost hunting tip for anybody. Always have lots of batteries.
Lots of batteries.
Chargers. That's another one that can, help you out there. Devil's Backbone does that. What is that? Explain.
Yeah.
And I have not seen a Shadow Hat Man. So that one I can answer for myself. I have not.
I've never seen that.
Where is the Shadow Hat Man? Is it like someplace in particular?
The Devil Backbone? We'll find out. He's gonna let us know, because now inquiring minds want to know.
Maybe it's on a bridge or something. Wonder if that's a place that Ghost Adventures had done. It sounds like it. One of the places they investigated.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No,
we'll find out. Yeah, let us know. That sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so down to go somewhere called Devil's Backbone. Like, what is that?
And to see a Shadow Hat Man.
Yeah, like what?
Oh, the man in the black hat has been seen here also.
At Cooper Hill.
Oh, at Cooper Hill.
Yes, I haven't seen him, but yeah, I actually have a creepy ass picture, you guys. It looks like Abraham Lincoln, this picture I captured.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
Okay.
It is
gotta go.
creepy. But at Cooper Hill, there is a man, and I don't know who he is, but he likes to watch the ladies in the bathroom. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
I mean, that happened to me before. I was in like my house, and my boyfriend at the time was not there, but I'm literally taking a shower and somebody grabs my side, and I'm like, what the hell, sorry guys, but I like freaked out at him because I thought he just like tried to scare me, and I flung around and nobody was there, and I'm like, so I was like, I heard him get in the shower, and I'm like, hey, are you here? Because I'm like, did he just get away really quick? You know what I mean? And there was nobody there, and I was like, don't touch me in the shower. But literally grabbed my side so hard that I had like marks on my side. So it was, it was crazy. I was like, what? And then I'm like, just sat there, and I'm like, called him like, did you happen to run out of this house? He's like, I'm at work. And I'm like, okay, well, something weird just really happened. Like, but yeah, very creepy.
That's crazy. It is.
Some people are susceptible to that stuff, you know.
Devil's Backbone is a paranormal hotspot close to San Antonio. Okay. Is it a building or like a bridge, or?
Looks like we need to go to Texas. Road trip.
We said it at the same time.
Road trip. We're always down. If it's not in the month of October and September, it just seems like those months are so slammed every year. But any other time, yeah.
There's a graveyard too at Cooper Hill. Yep. A haunted one at that, man. Yeah.
I love cemetery. Like, I love all that. Like, I think they're beautiful. It's like my peace to be like, why do you wander around these places? Like, I just feel very peaceful at these like historic ones. They're beautiful. I love looking at I like cleaning stones. Like, I love all that stuff.
I love the crypts, and I love the doors. A lot of them have really beautiful doors, and I like to take pictures of them, but the architecture in the cemeteries, and it just feels peaceful.
Oh, very much so.
Well, we spent the night at a cemetery in Tennessee, and it wasn't so peaceful. Peaceful.
Mm.
There's some crazy stuff happening at this cemetery.
I don't
Yeah,
think I would spend the night. Like,
we did. We sure
You did? You spent the night? Oh, I haven't done
spent
that
the night.
yet.
We were going to put up. We were trying to put up the tent, but it was so dark out. We couldn't figure out how to put up this damn tent. We couldn't see, and it was just horrible. And thank God, and the guy that owns it, he's with Memphis Ghost Hunters, and it's the Raleigh Cemetery. It is very haunted. He brought out his camper, and he let us sleep in the camper. But man, we investigated probably till like 3 or so in the morning, if not later. It was very crazy active. And you were talking about feeling things on the ground. Well, I was walking through the cemetery, and when we were live, the spirit box was saying something about the ground, but yet I kept feeling something. I can't remember what happened. It felt like something grabbed me. I don't know. It was some crazy stuff going on there.
I have a feeling I'm in for it with you. Like everything that my adventure going forward, I just feel like you guys are gonna push me to the
What's your
limit.
saying, Heather? What's that phrase you use? The
Sweet home Alabama.
Girl,
You know, I don't. The only thing that you guys could probably really like mess with me with would be sticking meat in a freaking cornfield because I don't like them.
That. Yeah.
It's the cornfield. I hate
Heather,
them
I got
so much.
cornfields all around me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about the haunted podcast, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you want me to come out there, and I'm already hearing growling through the phone, and you want me to go through your cornfield? No,
We need to spend the night in a cornfield. We need to camp in one.
I do that stuff for
yeah.
charity. If it's for charity, is the only way you're getting me. And I was in it one time for charity. So I do it for charity, all that stuff. I'm like the Johnny Knoxville of the paranormal, so I will do that, but I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of it, but to raise money for locations and stuff, I don't mind.
Yeah.
That's why I did it. But yeah, but my friend and teammate Kelly, I think got more of a kick out of it than anything. She's like, hey, let's put her all alone. I'm like, no.
I love to do that. I always try to isolate my sisters.
Yeah.
It's funny because one of my sisters is kind of skeptical, and that's my younger sister, Bobby Joe. So she believes, but yet she's still a little skeptical. So I felt so bad for her because we put her alone in a basement, and we blindfolded her, turned off the light, and we put a live feed up on her. And this was at the funeral home in Cincinnati. I can't remember what that damn funeral home was called, but it is very haunted. And I know it has something demonic there because of the things that we've heard and captured. So I felt bad doing that. But I don't do it intentionally, but we'll get evidence. So Heather, you would be someone good to isolate in a scary location or
Yeah.
Don't say a cornfield. Like, okay.
Yes, the Broadwell Funeral Home in Cincinnati. That place is very active. And
Yeah, it sounds. I like to be isolated. I like to go to play. I like to try to get the evidence. You know what I mean? Sometimes I wander off, and then I'll be like, "What's that?" And then I look, and there's nobody even around me anymore. I'm like, "Where did I go?" But it's like I like to but I just don't like cornfields, you guys. Just
I like to leave my sister Chastity alone because she says, "I ain't afraid of no ghosts." I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna find
Let's
out."
do this. Is she afraid of the dark?
She claims she ain't. I don't know if you've ever watched this live with my sister. Oh my God, my sister's a trip. You can tell we're sisters because we bicker like sisters, you know. And it's like, oh my God, please, Chastity. You know,
Yes, children of the corn. No, Cindy.
I would love to see my sister go into a cornfield. She'd probably be like, hell no, I'm gonna get lost.
Yeah, I don't like the tallness of anything and Children of the Corn. I love scary movies, but like something about a little creepy ass kid coming and sticking you. I don't know. I'm just not a fan.
Plus, too, I think it probably has like a claustrophobic effect on you because you can't see where you're going. If it's really tall, you can get lost.
But see, like you could stick me in a coffin and I'd be like, fine. But like
See,
a cornfield, I'm like, no. Yeah, I can
Oh.
go in a small area. Like I've climbed in holes in places
I'm
before, you know.
And if you put me in a coffin, like when I was on the Navy ship, they have these little small corridors with these really tiny doors, and I was terrified that one of these doors would shut. So that's probably going to be my fear. Yours is the cornfield. Mine is anything claustrophobic.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm
what
sure
mine
that's more fair is the closed places. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what mine is. I really don't know what mine
We're
is.
gonna have to find it.
out.
I've been doing this for 5 years and I still don't know what mine
Oh
is.
well,
I really don't know.
everybody has their thing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
everyone has their weakness. We're gonna find it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know. I'm sure I have it. And I do want to ask you, ladies, before we end this live feed. I want to ask you: have you guys ever, or thought of doing, like, go to a location by yourself, completely isolate yourself, and do your own investigation? Like I did it one time, but I wanted to know if you guys have.
Yeah,
Ever done
I
something like that.
have. That's something that I've always thought about doing. Is I would love to, safety reasons. I don't know. Sometimes it would just depend on the location, but yeah, because I like to go off into certain rooms by myself, and so I think I could do it. I mean, I say that I haven't done it before, but I think so.
I think my team would beat me if I went somewhere by myself. But maybe one day I would. I mean, I'd have to think of the location.
Safe, or what if you knew that no nothing, like, besides the spirits, you wouldn't be alone, you'd be with spirits, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I'm
I
not
did.
afraid of the spirits. You know what I mean? I'm afraid of like I have humans. You know what I mean? So like, yeah,
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
fine being alone with stuff and seeing what I can get and capturing it. So I think you just have to, because I remember one time we were somewhere and somebody actually on the cameras got into the place. Like it was a human. That had me more nervous. Like, who is this person that's actually wandering?
Yeah,
So we had to
that's what I'm
we had to
saying.
clear everything out,
It would
and then
depend on the location, and maybe if somebody was outside
I
in
carry
case I
mace.
needed them in the middle of the night.
I carry mace with me, being working in law enforcement. I have Fox. I have the real stuff, man. I have a bottle like this I carry in my purse. So
I have mace
I'm
too.
ready. I'm ready.
Okay, well,
yeah.
you girls need to hook me up with some mace. I don't have any mace.
They're saying my fear is bats. Now, yeah,
I was seeing it all through this. So
yeah,
like
it is. I guess it is bats. I guess you couldn't put me where
a bat cave.
Okay,
You
we
could do
we
that.
need to find the haunted location that has a really bad
Oh.
bat infestation.
Oh, but why? You can't. You're not
Oh,
afraid of nothing.
Man, they got me. Yeah, I guess it is.
There
it
we
is bad.
go.
Bats
By yourself, too, Mandy.
Bats and
Get up there by
cockroaches.
yourself.
We
Oh
got
yeah, no cockroach, no
I can't
bugs.
do them
I
flying
mean,
cockroaches.
how did it get
No.
to that though? Like we hunt go or we are
I've been on
paranormal investigators, and now
at
we have
these places.
cockroaches.
Yeah, I've been to like the hotter climate areas that these
Spiders.
hospitals and stuff that had them big ass flying cockroaches, and I
A
remember
flying cockroach.
Yes, they fly.
No.
I was terrified.
No,
That is
no,
my
no.
phobia right there. Now bats is one thing. Now I'll swat a bat. Now let a damn flying cockroach come at me.
I didn't know there was a flying cockroach.
Yeah, it's the hissing cockroach, man. That sucker. Let me tell you, I will start tearing off clothes. If one lands on me, I will flip out.
I would freak out. Like we have fish flies here, and those
Yeah.
things freak me out. So
Mhm.
no, I don't. I don't like flies.
But try investigating where they're at, man.
I do not like flies. I have a thing, and anybody that's on here that's a team member of mine knows I have a phobia about flies.
Like
And we
regular
went-
flies.
Yeah, just regular flies. And we went to the Hinsdale house, and I had heard stories about flies, but we didn't see any
Ooh.
flies, no flies. And then we go to bed, and above me, just above my bed, nobody else's, was flies. And I had to get up and leave the room and go sleep somewhere else because they just knew to find me and torment me in that place. But
We did a water investigation before, and it was all fun and games until the night came, the lights came on, but we started getting swarmed with and everybody's trying to like keep their composure, and we were like just covered. But the water investigation was really like interesting, but yeah, very, very buggy, very buggy. Not a fan of that.
Now I want to ask you,
Italy.
like, do you guys do you ever like set up a live feed on you when you're sleeping at these haunted
Mhm.
locations?
yeah,
Do
we do that. Yeah, we just started doing that this year.
We've been
And
doing it too.
it's we like it because you just don't know. Sometimes when you go to sleep, you're a little more vulnerable. Things come
Yeah.
out, and you
Yeah,
can catch sounds.
exactly. I love it. See, I'm glad I'm not the only freak out there that does that, because
No,
our followers are like, "Are you going to leave a live feed on?" you know, and I'm like, I try to do it as much as I can, you know, wherever I go and spend the night. I like to run a
And
live.
those late night owls that like to stay up late, they can watch us sleep and see if they catch anything.
Yep. And
I
we
have to
have
say, I've
people
never
who-
done that.
You
Yeah.
should, you should. We have done it at lots of locations. I mean, it's crazy, but people love it. And I'm going to tell you, you never know what you're going to get. You're right. So when I did this isolation alone in Ohio here, I was out in the country, cornfields around me, and no, it wasn't my house. Cornfields around me on I don't know how many acres. There was two big locations out there. This was a haunted bed and breakfast, and it had another big barn that was turned into all these rooms. I did a complete isolation, nobody with me, guys. And this was probably about a month ago, maybe.
I saw that. Yep, I watched it.
No, I'm going to tell you, I walked out in the dark, and the lands is very haunted, and that was creepy as hell. But I did set up a live feed on me, and that was cool. They watched it, they loved it. I highly recommend you do it at least once.
Yeah.
Test your fear.
I don't know. I toss and turn a lot. People are like, "What's wrong? Is she possessed?" Be like, I just sleep hard. I sleep weird." But yeah, Heather and Michelle, have you ever taken? We host a lot of investigations. We haven't this year because it's been very busy this year. But so a lot of people, we keep it small. Our tours that we do at certain locations, but we love for people to come out. We let them use all of our stuff. It's a really good time, and I love it. I mean, I've never had anybody like leave. Usually, like anybody skeptic, by the time they leave, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's legit." So it's a good time, and I just always say, watch our pages, and we got something going on. Come with us; you have a blast. you know.
Yeah. We haven't yet. We take like guest paranormal investigators sometimes with us, but that's something that we want to do though, is start doing some tours and having some followers come with us.
It's fun. I love the
Pam
tours.
is one of our big followers, and Pam, I have turned her on to the paranormal. She already grew up in a haunted location where she had lived.
Okay.
But we go live and invite a lot of people, whether you're an investigator or not, but we invite them because we go to these big locations and we don't have people. But I got Pam Harris on here commenting, and I got her hooked.
I love that.
The two locations, and she's down. And actually, Pam is going with me. She's coming to Ohio, and she's in Indiana, and she's coming to Ohio to investigate with me at a some haunted house that we already got it booked. But yeah, she went with me to the Joliet prison, and she went to the sanitarium that we were just at. And now she's going with me again. So that's why.
We'll have to have you come out, Pam. We'll have you come out sometime. So you'll love it. Since you're a kind of newbie, obviously not. She's with you, so she's learning. I'm sure you're putting her through it.
and Pam will go all the way. Like when we went to the Indiana Sanitarium, man, it was me, Bobby Joe, and Pam throughout the night. We were the ones that stayed up the latest. And I think it was almost 4:00 in the morning. Pam went strong, buddy. It was good. We were getting the activity. So she definitely hangs in there with you.
And that usually happens, Pam. You're either like, when you become new, you're either hooked, or you're somebody that's like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
But when you get hooked, you need it more and more and more.
You're looking up places. It's crazy. It's fun though. It's fun because it's just interesting to see what is out there. You know what I mean? Like we that's all what we're here. We're trying to figure out what's on the other side, and it's just that comfort of when you hear something or you see something, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes you feel kind of like
what evidence am I gonna get at this place?
Yeah.
So, ladies, I want to ask you too. Do you know how many female teams are actually out there? How many have you guys come across since you've been doing this?
Oh man, I really like I said, when I first came, 2019, I started this. Truthfully, I didn't even know all these paranormal teams existed. You know what I mean? Like we came out, we started doing our thing, and I started like finding different teams, and I'm like, oh, okay. Then I'm like, wow, this is actually huge. And I'm like, well, female teams. And like I told you, I'm like, all female teams, and Ghost Sisters came up, and I'm like, okay, well, there's someone else out there. So I really just knew you and me at the time. And then,
Really?
because I haven't really, like, to this day, I don't really know if there's two. I see they're popping up more and more, but yeah, I just seen you guys and then us in Michigan. Michelle is almost I mean,
I think
almost,
I know
but
about 7 teams, maybe 8 that I've seen on Facebook.
I'd have to like think about like who do I, you know
The
what I
I'm
mean?
sure there's a
girls,
lot out there that we
Oh
just
yeah.
don't know of, but yeah, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
quite a few.
Oh
they're,
yeah.
they're all over. They really are. A lot of them's over in Australia. They're over in the UK. They're just all over. So it's starting to become more and more. I think the women are finally coming out there.
Women
pushing
who've
for
gone out and started their own
their own
paranormal
thing.
teams, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. So
How long have you been doing it, Heather? When did you start your team?
my team I started about 2019, the beginning of 2019. We were evolving and like making a plan and then executed it in 2019, and then it just became, I mean, it's just been rolling ever since. And like I said, I have this little platform, and when I got it, I was like, okay. And that's when I started doing like stuff for the veterans. I got really big into like the charity side of it, because I'm like, even if I have, I don't have a million, a whole bunch of followers, but what I have is enough that in our area could do some good. So that's why we started just doing charity, a lot of charity stuff, and we're just happy. So
What about you, Michelle?
Well, I started High Heels and Hauntings about a year and a half ago. I mean, I did investigating with another team for a while. And before that, I kind of just went on my own. I did stuff, Eastern State Penitentiary, stuff like that. I would just go by myself and do the tours and kind of wander off by myself and do some investigating. But yeah, High Heels and Hauntings has been about a year and a half.
We started, it will be 5 years in October 17th, I think, or the 18th. So it's coming up. Yeah, it'll be 5 years. It seems like it's just
wow, it goes.
It does.
It
It does go really fast, and you're just like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
We never used to go live. When we started, we never went live. And then all of a sudden, I don't know why, I started going live. I guess I was seeing other people going live. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, maybe let's try this.
Yeah, same here.
Same. I'm like, oh, we should probably do this. And I'm like, okay, this is fun. And yeah, it's
I
a
remember
good-
my first live. I was so nervous talking on the camera, but as you do it, you get more comfortable. But I was
Oh, yeah.
terrified.
Yeah. Well, because you're, depending on who's watching it, and,
Mhm.
this stuff goes all over.
Yeah.
on
Mhm.
social media. So you want to kind of know what you're talking about when you're
Watch
out there.
what you're saying.
Oh, because people will get you, like in
yeah.
especially the paranormal field. It's like, what
Yep.
do that? It's like,
Yep.
we're new.
Mhm.
The time, like just relax, everybody. But it's fun. I have a good time. What equipment do you rely on? It all depends. I feel like the equipment we rely on is basically like what's working that night. You know what I mean? I have so much stuff now. We've accumulated so much
Oh, yeah.
stuff that it's
Yeah.
like, whatever's working that night. But a
Oh,
good EVP is like, you can't beat
Yes.
that. You know
I
what
was
I
gonna say
mean?
that's probably our favorite investigative tool. Is we like to get some electronic voice phenomena and our Ouija board, because our team is really big into that and seances.
Well, I
Then
can't
you'll
wait.
love-
I'm glad you guys are. 'Cause
Yeah.
Well, I've not messed, like I said, not since I was younger. I just was gifted this one that I'm gonna bring it with
I
me.
can't wait to
So,
see it.
oh, you're gonna.
we're going to
it's
open that
gorgeous.
portal. We're going to open that dragon portal table up, ladies, and you're going
Yeah.
to feel the vibrations off that table.
Be ready, everybody, to see some stuff in
Mhm.
October 7th, right? 7th and
Yep,
October 7th and 8th.
yeah. So we will be
We will
doing
be
some stuff. Doing
yeah.
some stuff.
I apologize for my sister right now. You guys are gonna love her though. She's out there. You guys are gonna love her because she's just out there.
I'm like, is she at your house? She's walking in on the line. You're just pre-apologizing for her. Okay.
No, she's not here, but she don't think before she speaks. So whatever just blurts out of her mouth. And I'm like, oh, you did not just say that on the live feed. I'm like, what the hell? What are you talking about? Shut it up. But she's like, what? Why can't I say that? But she's just herself. So she'll slip up and say something. She's like, oh, but it's
I'm looking forward to meeting her.
yeah, you guys you'll see. She's a character.
I just got an SLS, Kim, and I love it.
Oh God,
Yeah,
Love
we love ours
it.
too.
That right now is my favorite thing right now. Like I used one
really?
at Stimson Hospital. Yeah, because it's new. You know what I mean? So anything new is your favorite at the moment. So uh Stimson Hospital, they had one and I was using it and it was really crazy what happened with it. And it was like there was something on a coffin because they have like a coffin there, and I'm sitting next to the coffin and something's there, and I put my hand out to touch it, and you literally see it morph into me. It was very interesting, but I love the S. It's my new favorite right now. So
We use that a lot. Spirits drain the hell out of mine every time. It's like, golly,
I love it.
it don't take
Johnny,
long.
no, I've never had any bad experiences with our Ouija board. You know, sometimes you get spirits that just don't want to talk and they're telling you so, and they know that they don't want to, they're saying no, they don't want to take part in it, and we're just respectful and let them go. But recently we did go to a haunted bridge, and the story that was told to us on the haunted bridge was about a female that died, but on the Ouija board we kept getting a young, I think he probably was around 18 or 19 years old, male. Like, we didn't get anything with that. So sometimes we get a little bit of a surprise, something else comes through than what we expected, but we've never had anything like evil or bad or anything like that with it.
You gotta be careful when, like, I always tell, especially we run tours, and when we run our tours, we've had people actually come out to our tours looking for us to communicate with their family members. And I always
Oh, yeah,
tell
no,
people to be
no.
careful coming out with that kind of expectation
Yeah.
to these
Yeah.
things. Plus, something can say there's something and it's not that. So I always tell people be careful what something's
Mhm.
masking to be itself, and just, take in what you're, but be careful opening yourself up and being vulnerable for
Yeah.
that, because we've actually had that happen. And it's
That's good
challenging.
advice.
It's challenging on my part, or our part as paranormal investigators hosting these tours, and that happens. So it's like it takes you to a different place. So I always try to tell people, please do not come out with any of those kind of expectations.
Yeah, good advice.
Johnny, the old reliable, he's wanting to know. Mine would be the cat ball. If all fails, I have a cat ball.
Dowsing rods.
I got those too.
Yeah.
Old Faithful dowsing rods.
Yeah, the
So-
cat ball, faithful cat ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I have the dowsing rods too. Those you can always rely on those.
Mhm.
And those are good for beginners.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
the cat balls and dowsing rods. I mean, they're very inexpensive, everybody. So
Yeah.
definitely a nice one. Use your
Amazon.
cell phone, pictures, you know what I mean? Uh, be careful with dust. If it's the orb thing.
Someone
So
wants to know, what is the most haunted place you guys have ever been to?
Oh, ours is Monroe House in Indiana.
Oh, I've been there. I spent the night.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That
It
is
was
the only
good.
place I have ever been scared to death to go use the bathroom by myself. That place
Really?
is dark.
Yes, yeah.
Our team, we get along really, really good. We're like family. We're really close. And we've never argued about anything ever. But that house like tore us apart. We were all snapping at each other, fighting, tension. It was the most bizarre thing. But when we left that house, everything was back fine, normal. We did catch, I think I asked a question, where does evil live? And the voice came back and said, evil lives here. And then the kitchen cabinets in the Monroe house kept opening and closing on their own. So I took a video camera and I stuck it on the cabinets to try to catch whatever it was that was opening and closing these cabinets. We went off and were investigating different rooms. And when we came back, my camera, which never has had this happen, something had pushed it and tilted it down to the floor. So we went back to watch the tape to see what had pushed it down to the floor. Gone. There was nothing on the tape. Didn't record anything. The place was crazy. Did you have any experiences when you were there, Mandy?
Well, me and the one girl, we ended up doing a walkthrough. We were the only ones, and I went live on Ghost Sisters and on YouTube, so it's still on YouTube. And yeah, we were hearing banging. It was bad. But I did spiritual.
Bangs.
Yeah, I did spiritual writing there, and I couldn't even finish my writing. it was bad. It's something was like
That
trying
place
to
is
take me
dark.
over. Well, I also had something in my ear. It was trying to talk to me, and it's man, it's scary. I walked into this room and I felt this like the best way to describe when spirit gets up on you and your ear wants to talk, you will get like it's like a flapping noise. That's the best way to tell you. And this thing was up on me wanting to talk, and I heard flapping. And I screamed. I go, it startled me.
Oh, I bet.
Because there's dark there.
That
for
place is
sure.
freaky.
I've never been there. So
Well,
we'll have
road
to check
trip.
that out.
There's another road trip.
Another road trip.
What's your haunted place there? Most haunted place? You've been to?
There's so many places. I mean, I lived in a house. I would say the house I lived in when I was younger was probably the most haunted place I've ever lived in. Well, been to. But I mean, there's another residential that was very, very scary that we were just in. I want to say maybe 2 years back, that literally we had people that were hosting tours out of Eloise come over because they're my friends, and I'm like, yeah, come on over. We're doing this residential. The owner was moving, so they gave us free reign of the house for about 2 weeks, and we caught so much stuff, and it was very scary. So the people from Eloise, my friends, they come out and they were there probably maybe an hour. They're like, no, we're out of here. This place is terrifying. And I'm like, it is. And I had people leaving sick, crying. I mean, it was just the stuff in this house. I mean, I'll have to share it one day. Like I have it, we collect a lot of stuff that kind of sits in archives that need to get out there. You know what I mean? But it's, it was that was probably I wouldn't have stayed there. I don't know how they lived there. I don't know how they lived there for so long. But a lot of history, like even to the fact of when we went in there, the homeowner didn't even know till just when they started moving that the owner before committed suicide. And we were pulling records on this, and we took a black light, and they had one freshly painted room, and literally you can see the blood on the back of the wall that was still never even cleaned out, and they just painted over it this.
Oh my God.
So the activity in this house was just phenomenal. It was intense. It was intense. So that was probably the scariest place I've ever been.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm going to say mine, I'm going to tell you right now, the two that really got me was the shrine, because I've had, the door thing. I've had things pull my hoodie. I've heard them calling out my name numerous times. I also had something manifest on me at the shrine, and I watched the damn thing. It was manifesting on me, and someone else was seeing it on me too. So I wasn't the only, it wasn't just my word, because somebody was watching the same damn thing and they seen what I was seeing on me. So anyway, and Cooper Hill, because hell no, that place is crazy. It is crazy.
Well, I need to go there.
I know.
She's trying to set it up for paranormal investigators to go. She's kind of trying to make it a place where you can, I don't know, Cindy needs help with this. She's sitting on a gold mine. I mean, this place is worth it. It's like 8 acres, and I mean, multiple houses on the property. This is Cooper Hill. There was multiple people that lived there. It was a village. So, and it has about 3 miles away, there's a cemetery that has the people that lived in the village are buried there. So it just has a lot of history. It's just old,
nice,
lot of old stuff.
And view on orbs. We would need a whole nother show.
Oh,
so we're at the end of our timeline, everybody. That's a whole nother 2 hours.
Sam will tell you what I think about them. Me and my sister argue over orbs. It's funny. My sister, it's funny because she'll see dust and she'll say, "Oh, there's a huge orb," and I'm like, "Dust." She
Bug.
She gets so mad at me.
Yeah.
But you know what? When we first started, I was the same way. And that's why I'm like, Chastity, man, as long as you've been doing this, you should know that is dust, Chastity. But sometimes I will say there is some that do look a little weird, but no, there's a lot of dust that's been kicked up. And a lot of people don't understand that these night vision cameras, especially infrared cameras, will make it blink, make it look like it's flashing, and make it actually look like it's something it's not,
Yeah. But I don't like if people show me their photos like, hey, I'm just like, that is interesting. I want people to enjoy themselves, and I'm not going to be like, no, you know what I mean? But hey, but if you're doing this really, like, this is what you do and you're doing it all the time, be careful with what you're out there with these dust and bugs.
Yeah.
because
It
you
is.
will get ripped apart sometimes for those.
Well, what's your thoughts on light anomalies? I get light anomalies all the time, man. I will see them
Mhm.
suckers.
I
No.
I have a good video of my team member Kelly, and it's interesting because you see the light come out. It's like a green light. It comes out. It literally hits her in the stomach, and at the same time, she goes, "Oh, something just hit me in the stomach." And then my other team member's like, "Well, I don't know what it was, but I'm filming, so we can look back at it later." And you literally see the thing come hit her. She makes that reaction, and it's like, well, that to me, I always call things interesting. That's very interesting to me because just her reaction was just timed so perfectly. But it was a green light that just went boop and hit her right in the stomach and gave a pretty big impact. So it all depends. You know what I mean?
I've
Yep.
had a few light anomalies, like those ones that look like spikes in the ground. They're pretty interesting.
I've had weird things, man. Some people would say it would be a bug, but I'm like, man, I didn't know damn bug. I've looked up bug videos. I've
Mhm.
seen these bugs on night vision cameras. This is no damn bug. This damn thing don't have wings. Weird shapes, and it almost, if it's not a light anomaly, I've heard people say it's some type of um plaza, or what would you call that? Help me out, ladies. Like
You got me. I don't.
I
I'm trying
know.
to. I'm
You're
trying. I'm like. It sounds like what?
like ecto
like a
plasma,
prism type light.
Like
something like that. I
ooze.
but I'm probably screwing it all up, so forgive me, people. But it's something that's
Plasma.
yes.
There
it's
you
okay.
go, Dawn.
Thanks.
ectoplasma. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. That is what I think it is. If it ain't a light anomaly, it's something weird, because I've had these things everywhere. It seems like I have captured these things, and some people's like, no, it's a bug, or it's this and that. I'm like, man, that ain't no bug. I've looked up videos on these bugs. No, it's something trying to manifest, and it doesn't have enough energy to freaking manifest. Is what
And
I
I've
see.
and I've seen them go in like like the orb thing. Like we have a couple of things where they're literally going into almost like a sequence. You know what I mean? Like they're dancing and it's like yeah, it's almost like okay, like an 80s movie where they're all doing the same dance. It's almost like that's happening. So those are interesting to me too, because it's like, how are they all in this weird little sequence? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but and not just like falling down. I mean, this is like it's moving. So those I like. They're interesting, and when
They
I see
are.
those, so yeah. But yeah, we've almost ran 2 hours here, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this. But anyway, ladies, everybody get ready to see these faces here, because you're gonna be, we can't say too much, but you're gonna be seeing us
We're gonna
together.
be together quite a bit.
You're gonna be we're gonna be working together an awful lot here behind the scenes. A lot going on here with these three ladies. This is why I wanted to do this podcast with these girls and let you guys, the people who follow Ghost Sisters, to kind of, if you don't already know who they are, they're going to be with me a lot, and I'm going to be with them a lot, and I can't wait to work with you ladies. It's going to be
Same.
I'm excited. I can't wait. And thanks everybody for coming on and all your questions tonight.
Yeah.
Yes,
think
this was fun,
we're gonna-
and I'm gonna post that podcast, the haunted podcast, so everybody can hear some growling.
Yes,
also over
please.
to Ghost Sisters and let them hear this podcast. No,
Yes, it was
well.
very, very interesting for sure.
Yep. So, okay, you guys want to tell everybody where they can find and follow you at, what all networks you're on?
Go ahead, Michelle.
We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and we are trying to get our YouTube up and going. I am not tech savvy, so my son is helping me with that, but that will be up and going pretty soon. And then I'm also going to be starting probably in the next week. You'll be able to find me on Twitch.
Awesome.
That is awesome. I haven't done that one yet.
Yeah, me either. So I'm not on Twitch. So Facebook, Chicks and Spirits. We have our Facebook page, Instagram page. TikTok. We're all the same thing. We also have a Stay Spooky podcast page. So Stay Spooky with Chicks and Spirits podcast page. Chillin' and Killin', Crimecast is a true crime podcast that I do. So
Which is
yeah,
awesome.
thank you. So everybody check all that out. Follow us, and Also, chicksandspirits.com. We share all of our old podcasts and stuff there. We're on Spotify, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, just look us up.
I'm going to start sharing you. I tried to share other people into the groups, guys. So forgive me. I'm a busy person.
I get it.
No,
I am
all
too.
social media. I don't get to watch a lot of people's lives a lot, so just forgive me on that. But I try to share people's podcasting and their live feeds sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
So
Johnny, go follow Chillin' and Killin' Crimecast.
that the names I love it. The names that y'all come up with.
So good.
It's
good.
very catchy. Love it.
I like catchy names, Chicks and Spirits, and
love
I
it.
just like to.
High heels and hunting.
High heels
I have a
and
question.
hunting.
I know people are probably wondering.
Do I wear heels?
Do you say
Yes. I'm
I knew
wondering
that
that.
question was coming. When I created High Heels and Hauntings, like the girl that you see in our logo, she's me, creepy feminine girl. So I wear heels, but it's not something that I require anybody on my team to wear. But I'm just really girly. I wear heels. So you might see me in some heels. Yeah.
Awesome.
You might see me in some boots.
Boots with
yeah,
heels, most
some
likely.
boots.
Yeah.
See my boots.
You got to be able to run. So
Yes. Yeah. Safety. Safety
Exactly.
first, everyone. Safety.
I
yes.
can't be tripping. Hell no.
I saw tennis shoes that have heels. I'm not kidding you. I saw them on Amazon.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
But no, safety first.
Safety first.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
Johnny, I'll send you the link when I'm done. I'll go ahead and tag you in that so you can join that podcast channel. But yeah, this was fun.
This has been great. And till the
Yes.
next time,
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
we're ghosting out.
Ooh. Stay spooky.